Hi, this is Jack Banks of Jack Banks Design LLC. I'm the inventor of the RFAC. If you haven't seen these before, it's an IFAC for your AR-15. If you want more information on these, you can go to rfac.us and check out the product page. And that's linked to a frequently asked questions. It's linked to the blog section of the website, so you can just keep following those links and go as far down that rabbit hole as you want. Um, the point of this video is to document bolts from customers that have failed on them, and I want to make this a regular thing. I think I'm going to call it Friday Fails, and hopefully release a video every Friday documenting um, a real customer BCG that failed on them, and talk about the specs and round counts and what happened, and most especially how the RFAC would have saved the day and kept their rifle running had that happened in the field. Um, so this is, I'm not going to mention brands, but this is from a consumer grade AR. What I mean by that is an AR that you're not going to find deployed with military, uh, versus a duty grade AR that you're going to find with military and large law enforcement organizations and stuff like that. So this is a 9310 nitride bolt from a consumer grade AR. And the customer noticed this chipping on the lugs. This may not come across as well on camera, but there's a very substantial chip on this lug here, where you can actually see the grain structure of the metal. So, just uh, emphasize this is not a finish issue. This is actual chunks of metal missing from the lugs. And he again noticed this at around 500 rounds. And this was on a 7.5-inch 300 blackout. And he said he was shooting mostly supers unsuppressed. So very, very light duty, for like, compared to a suppressed Mark 18, for example. So this bolt should not have been experiencing these kinds of issues, especially um, at such a low round count. That's not even broken in yet. Um, and you may be saying to yourself, I got a Colt Mark 18, and I maintain it, and I replace parts at the appropriate round counts, and this kind of thing will never happen to me. Um, even the highest quality ARs out there are still subject. Of course, it's less likely, but they are still subject to breakage. Especially here at the cam pin, especially on your SBRs, and especially suppressed. Um, running 5.56. Um, so it can happen to you. Less likely if you have a good quality, Colt DD, something like that. Yeah, absolutely less likely, but it's not to say it doesn't still happen, especially on the shorties. And the other consideration is the RFAC isn't just for you; it's for the guy next to you that might be less prepared. So, you know, if you're an SF guy, with indigenous forces in Ukraine, this this is pretty typical of uh, what you might find them carrying over there, because most of them are going to gun stores and buying commercial grade ARs with their own money, due to the supply issues over there. So if you find yourself deployed with those guys, this is very, very easily the kind of thing you might find over there. And if you're here in the United States and you're um, National Guard, law enforcement, uh, prepper, whatever the case may be, this is very indicative of the kind of thing that you're going to find most of here in the United States. And so, again, just, quick reminder that it's not just your gun you have to worry about. It's the people that you might find yourself with. So, the RFAC absolutely would have saved the day in a, like let's say this had happened in the Ukraine. Um, and you're 3 days away from a resupply. Um, the carrier for this was just fine. Even on consumer, even on the cheapest AR you can find, if a carrier survives the break-in, the first few hundred, especially the first few thousand rounds, uh, that carrier is going to go for probably tens or even hundreds of thousands of rounds uh, without any issues. So uh, the carrier on this was perfectly fine, and I'm sure it's going to stay perfectly fine. So yeah, just swap out the bolt, whip out your RFAC, swap out the bolt, and you get that guy back up and running. Um, well, I'll go ahead and cut it off here. Again, I'm Jack with Jack Banks Design LLC, and this is the RFAC. And if you want more information, you can go to rfac.us and check out the frequently asked questions in the blog. Thank you for watching.